Dear all, welcome to the playlist of Training on Competitive Examination. In this session, I'll be discussing most important questions on power systems. Similar kind of questions will be asked in the competitive examinations. Let us have a discussion individually. Before starting the discussion, I will let you know the syllabus of power system which can be expected for electrical inspectorate or assistant engineer. These are the common syllabus. Okay, even gate examination also you can make use of this particular stuff. Let me discuss the first question. The rating of circuit breakers are decided on the basis of unsymmetrical fault current, symmetrical fault current, normal circuit current, and all of the above. Which would be the right answer? Actually, the rating of circuit breakers are decided on the basis of symmetrical fault current. I can go for option B. Moreover, what is the rating of circuit breaker? How will you rate the circuit breaker? Normally, circuit breaker will be rated in terms of MVA rating. Okay, this point also you can remember. Okay, volt ampere rating, just like an apparent power. Okay, let me discuss the next question. Reactors are connected with the system. Parallel, series parallel, none of the above. The function of reactor is to limit the inrush current. That's the main function of reactors which is used in the substation. Okay. The way which the reactor is connected always in series. I can go for option B. So option B is the right answer. Okay. Now I would like to move on the next question. Most severe unsymmetrical fault. So I'm talking about unsymmetrical fault. Which is the most severe unsymmetrical fault? Is it three-phase fault or single line to ground fault, LL fault? None of this. Which would be the right answer? Actually, the most severe unsymmetrical fault is double LG fault, LLG fault. Double line to ground fault is the right answer. But unfortunately, the answer is not given in this question. So I can go for none of this. But if I ask in another manner, like most severe symmetrical fault, which is the most severe symmetrical fault, then I can surely say that answer is three-phase fault. But the question is, which is the severe most unsymmetrical fault? The answer is LLG fault, double LG fault. But they haven't given in the option. So I can go for none of the above. Hope you are noting down everything. Moving on to next question. What is the main drawback in Newton-Raphson method? Slow to converge. A large memory allocation is required to store the Jacobian matrix. The number of iterations is more than all of this. Which would be the right answer? Actually, the main problem of NR method is, what is the main issue of NR method? Drawback, cons. Actually, it takes a large memory allocation is required to store the Jacobian matrix. That's the main drawback. Okay, so I can go for option B. You have to make a comparison between Gauss-Seidel method and NR method. Okay, this will be useful. Moving on to question number 5. In a three-phase transmission line, each phase is supported by three insulated discs. Maximum voltage of each disc is 20 kV. Find the operating voltage of the transmission line per phase if efficiency of string is 80.6%. So this question is related to string efficiency. So we can use the formula efficiency eta string. That means string efficiency. Okay. Eta string is equal to the operating voltage of the transmission line. Let me call V phase. Clear? Okay, V phase divided by how many number of insulators are connected. So you can call N into voltage, the nearby, the particular voltage of each disk. What is the voltage of each disk? So you can call what I can say, the voltage of disk near to the conductor. Voltage of disk. Let me write voltage of disk near to the conductor. Time being, I'll be writing voltage of disk nearby conductor. Okay. Clear? Disk nearby the conductor. You can elaborate completely. What is efficiency of string efficiency? 80.6. So 80.6. 80.6 you can convert in terms of is a percentage. No? Better you convert into decimal. That means 80.6 divided by 100. That is equal to 0.806. 0.806. That is equal to what is V phase? It to calculate that I wanted to calculate. So let me write as it is V phase. I wanted to calculate that point. N is then how many number of discs which are connected. That means there are three insulators. N is equal to 3 here. And what is the voltage which is nearby the disk? Okay, that is equal to 20 kV. So 20 into, if you want, you can convert in terms of volt also. Otherwise, you keep as it is. From this, I can able to calculate 0.806 equal to V phase by 3 into 20 implies I would like to calculate V phase. How to calculate V phase? We can do the cross multiplication. Surely I can do the cross multiplication. 0.806 0.806 multiplied by 3 into 20. 3 into 20. So calculate without using any calci, because calci will not be allowed. So the answer is, if you compute immediately, it will be 48.36. Answer is 48.36. Don't use the calci and try to compute by your own. Okay. So answer is 48.36. So this question is related to string efficiency. This can be asked in the examination. Okay. I would like to move on. Next question. A cable has inductance of 0.22 millihenry per kilometer and capacitance of 0.202 microfarad per kilometer. The surge impedance of the cable. So surge impedance or characteristics impedance of a cable you can calculate by using the formula square root of L by C, where L is the value of inductance and C is the value of capacitance. So here what is the value of inductance? 0.22 millihenry. That means 0.22 into, you convert millihenry into Henry. That is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 divided by, so what is the value of capacitance? 0.22 microfarad. So convert into farad. Okay. 0.202. 202 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad. So try to calculate without using any calci. So if you compute, the answer should be 33 kV. 33 ohm, sorry, 33 ohm. The surge impedance is equal to 33 ohm. 33 ohm. So I can go for option A. So option A is the right answer. Likewise, many more questions can be expected. So be ready for this. You can note down the formula for computing surge impedance or characteristics impedance. I would like to discuss question number 7. Which of the following insulators is practically used for railway crossing? Strain insulator, pin insulator, disc insulator, and string insulator. Obviously, the answer is strain insulator. Okay. Especially railway crossing, then road crossing. Okay, crossing of river, you can use strain insulators. Up to 33 kV, you can go for pin or disc type insulator. Both are same only. For string insulators, you can go beyond 33 kV. Okay, those points you have to remember. In the previous session, I discussed a little bit about that particular point. Moving on to question number 8. IDMT. What is IDMT? Inverse definite minimum time relay. Okay, it is a combination of definite time relay and inverse time characteristics. It is basically an overcurrent relay. IDMT relays are used to protect the transformer against shunt inductance, internal short circuits, open circuits, external short circuit, and oil leakage. Which would be the right answer? Normally, IDMT relays are used to protect the transformer against shunt inductance against external short circuit. I can go for option C. Third option is the right answer. Clear? So this point you have to remember. What is IDMT? What do we mean DMT? Inverse characteristics. Okay. Then extremely inverse. Many characteristics are available, especially for overcurrent relay. You can go through that. Just familiar. And that curve is also very important. Time versus current curve, that is also very important. You can go through that. Any of the power system protection textbook you can refer. Textbook of Badri Ram or textbook of VK Mehta and Rohit Mehta. Any textbook you can refer and you can get more information about IDMT. Now I would like to move on to question number 9. The Newton-Raphson method fails if option A, f dash of x0, first differential, f dash of x naught equal to 0, f double dash of x naught equal to 0, f of x naught equal to 0, f triple dash of third order derivative, x naught equal to 0. Which will be the right answer? Suppose, let me consider the thing. When f dash of x equal to 0, when f dash of x equal to 0, f dash means the first derivative. When f dash of x equal to 0, assume that f dash of x equal to 0, then value of, you can calculate the value of f of x by f of x dash, f of x divided by f dash of x0. Just calculate the value, try to calculate the value. Are you getting the proper value or not? So f of x divided by, obviously what is the value? If it is 0, if it is f dash of x is 0, obviously you can put the value is equal to 0. Actually, this value will be infinity. Clear? This will be infinity only. We can't able to define properly. It will be treated as infinity. So at this case, definitely your Newton-Raphson method fails. So I can go for if f dash of x equal to 0, I cannot use NR method. I cannot go further. So that which option is right answer? Which is the right answer? So surely I can go for f dash of x0 is equal to 0. I can go for option A. So option A is the right answer. For this case, NR method fails. Okay, do remember this. This is very important question. You can expect this kind of questions for upcoming examination. Moving on to the last question. A shunt reactor at 100 MVAR is operated at 98% of its rated voltage and at 96% of its rated frequency. The reactive power absorbed by the reactor is 98 MVAR, 104.02 MVAR, and 96.04 MVAR, 100.04 MVAR. You know one relation. The reactive power normally we represent it by the letter Q. Q is equal to V square divided by inductive reactance. V square divided by XL. You know what is XL? XL is inductive reactance. You can write XL in terms of 2 pi F into this is omega into L omega 2 pi F into okay. From this relation we can write Q is directly proportional to V square by F. V square by F. That is true, right? V square by F. Now, Q1, the Q1 is already provided for you. Q1 is equal to how much? Q1 is equal to 100 MVAR. Okay, reactive power. Q1 is provided. So I wanted to calculate Q2. I wanted to calculate. I don't know. I have to calculate here. Similarly, there is one condition. Okay, V2 is equal to how much? You can read the question carefully. V2 is equal to, so 98% AC, 98% of the rated voltage. Well, let me write 0.98. 98% means 0.98 V1. Similarly, F2 is given by how much? See, 96% of the rated frequency, 0.96 F1. So I have got all the values V2, F2, then Q1 and Q2. So use the formula. That means take the ratio. That means Q1 by Q2, that is equal to, you can take the ratio like this. I'll be writing here Q2. Let me write Q2. Q2 by Q1, that is equal to, Q2 by Q1 is equal to V2 square divided by V1 square into F1 square, sorry, F1, not F1 square, F1 by F2. F1 by F2. Use the formula. From this you compute Q2. Directly you can able to compute Q2. So I have calculated. Don't use calci. Then you will be getting the value 100.04 MVA. This is the right answer. Okay. I hope you understood. If you are having any queries regarding this question, you can put up in the comment box. Definitely I will revert back. So try to work out this formula. This formula, if you know this formula, 100% is done. 80% is done if you know the formula. So in this session, I have discussed most important questions on power system. In the upcoming session, I'll be discussing the remaining part. Keep learning. If you are having any queries, you can put up in the comment box. If you are looking for non-technical questions, if you need some kind of general knowledge, some kind of general question, you can refer my another channel, namely Winners Capsule. I have put many more questions on that particular channel. This will be really helpful for different type of general type of examination. Finally, thank you very much for your kind support.